Before we start our lesson, I just want to say how much I had so much fun seeing your found objects self-portraits. I thought they were adorable. I think you guys did such a great job with that. You really used your creativity to find random things around the house to create gorgeous self-portraits. So they made my day, they made my entire week seeing those. If you have more of them, definitely feel free to email them to me. Because I love seeing your artwork. So as much as possible, if you want to send me your next drawings too, please feel free to email those to me as well. Again, really great job. I miss you guys very much. I hope you guys are staying safe, you and your families, everybody, and are still finding ways to have fun. I think you'll really enjoy this next piece of artwork that we're going to make. So have fun, good luck, email me or come see me in my office hours if you have any questions for this one, okay? All right, I'll see you soon. Hope you're doing well. Alrighty, so we're going to do today what is called a self-portrait. And all a self-portrait is it's a drawing and sometimes painting of yourself. But obviously today we're just going to do a drawing of ourselves. Now if you have a mirror somewhere close by, it might be a cool idea to have a mirror with you. But if not, that's fine too, because we pretty much know what we look like by now. Now, I want us to go over a few different things first. For example, our eyes, our noses, and our mouths, and give you different ideas on how to draw those. So, for example, if you want to just do a set of eyes that are just round, you could definitely do that. Now, on the inside of our eyes, we have a colored part and we also have the black part inside of our eyes. And if you look in a mirror, you'll know what I'm talking about. So a lot of us have either brown, green, or hazel colored eyes, blue eyes as well. And that's what that colored part is, as well as a black part, which is our pupil on the inside. Now, don't forget your eyebrows. And if you don't like the round ones, you could do eyes that look more like lemons or like footballs too, which is more natural for our eyes. Again, drawing that colored part on the inside and the black part. So now let's get into how to draw our nose. And here are a few examples of different types of noses. Now, the most traditional one, maybe you've seen a triangle before, which is completely acceptable if you'd like to draw a triangle. This one's a little bit more realistic. It's like a side view of a nose. It gives a little bump along with a little extra bump for our nostril. This one's just a cute little button nose. And if you're feeling really realistic, as in you want it to look real, you might do a little swirl or a little swiggle to represent the bottom of your nose. Now this is one of my favorite parts, and it's drawing the mouth. Now again, there are different ways that you can draw your mouth. One of my personal favorite ways is doing a smile, an open smile with some teeth and showing the tongue, making the inside of the mouth black as if it's going back down into the mouth. Another really great one is just doing a little smile with some dimples on the side, some cheeks. Maybe you could add like a little tongue sticking out as well. This one's really fun. Now, if you're missing a few teeth, you might want to think about drawing the same thing as before, but coloring in some of the teeth black so it looks like they're actually missing. I know a lot of you have lost teeth lately, so maybe you'll want to add that too. And finally, we can do something a little bit more realistic if you want to, just creating the lips, so creating those few upper bumps and then the lower bump for the bottom lip. That one's a little tougher, but if you feel like you're up for it, then go for it. Right, and last but not least, some of more fun parts of our self-portraits would be drawing our details. So for example, maybe you have a favorite baseball hat that you'd like to draw, or maybe you wear a bow in your hair, maybe you wear glasses or a necklace or different types of favorite earrings. All things are completely acceptable if you'd like to try to draw these details. I'm sure a lot of you have freckles, different things like that just capture who you are as a person. Alright, so moving on to our actual drawing though. So if you were following along with me and you were doing those little practice facial features, then go ahead and get a blank piece of paper so we can go ahead and start our self-portrait. Now remember, make sure you are drawing big, and what I mean by big is you're taking up most of the paper. The bigger that you draw, the more interesting that your portrait will look and the more detail you can get. So what I did here is I just started with a U shape, a capital U. And if you don't know what a U is, that's okay, or it's just a giant curve, okay? Now I have space at the bottom for my neck, so I'm going to go ahead and draw my neck, which are just 2 lines going straight down. And I'm going to draw the little t-shirt kind of top for me as well. And then some long slanted lines for my shoulders, going all the way off the paper. And if at any point this video is going too fast, don't forget you can always pause and you can always go back to a step if you need to. All right, so let's go ahead and talk about hair a little bit. Now I am going to draw 2 different kinds of hair. I'm going to draw my hair, so it's more of an example for girl hair, and then I'm also going to draw on the back an example of boy hair. But again, you can draw it however you want. So maybe you have wavy hair, maybe you have straight hair. If you're a boy, you might have longer hair, you might have short hair. So it's just up to you on how you want to draw it. So what I did is I started with my bangs. I created 2 little kind of swoops down. And then going off the top of my head a little bit more, I created a bump and then I went all the way down to my shoulders. Now what I'm doing on the back here is I'm going to go ahead and do an example of the boy hair. So give me a second just to redraw this. And what I mean by boy hair is I'm just going to draw a little bit shorter, but again, some of you have longer hair and you're a boy, so if you want to draw longer hair, please go ahead and do so. Those are just the details, again, that make you who you are. So for the shorter hair, I'm going to start from the side and I'm going to create some little spikes, so some little bumps up on the top. And then I'm just going to curve it up over the forehead. Now mine's a little bit off and that's completely fine. It does not have to be perfect. Again, I'm drawing in marker so I can't erase, but you should be drawing in pencil, so if you do make any mistakes, you can always go back and erase them. Okay, so I'm going to flip over my paper and I am going to get started on my ears. I'm going to go ahead and get started on my ears. So little bumps off on the side of my face, 1 little curve and another little bump on that side. They kind of look like beans, like jelly beans is a good way to think of it. And I'm adding details as I go. I'm adding earrings. Again, you don't have to add that if you don't want to. So let me move on to my eyes. Please remember that your eyes are more in the middle of your head, not on your forehead. So we're going to draw them a little bit lower than your forehead. And I'm going to go with these more realistic, almondy, lemony, football-y shaped ones. So I'm going to do one on that side and one on the other side. And don't forget to add the what's called iris and the pupil. So the colored part of your eye and the black part of your eye. And of course, we'll go ahead and color those in later, but I'm just going to color it in that part black. So I remember that's the black part. Okay, so for my eyebrows, mine are a little bit smaller and a little bit more curvy. If you don't have curvy eyebrows, so for example, you might have more of what's called like a rectangle eyebrow, and I'll go ahead and draw that on the back. Let me do some eyes really quickly. Okay, and this is what I mean by rectangle eyes. So just long rectangles on the top of my eyes. So those would be maybe for boys, might have like a straighter eyebrow. Okay? And flipping back over to my portrait, I'm going to add a few more details. I'm going to add eyelashes. Everyone has eyelashes, but you don't have to draw them if you don't want to. Okay, so let's go back to our little cheat sheet here. I am going to go ahead and pick out a nose. I think I'm going to do the more sideways, realistic one. So starting in between my eyes, right in the middle of my face, I am going to go ahead and draw my nose. Starting right about in the center of my eyes, create a little bump and another little bump off to the side of that one for the nostril. And my favorite part, like I said before, I'm going to pick out a mouth, and I'm going to do the wide open smile one as if I'm smiling because I just saw you guys for the first time in forever. I'm going to pretend like I just saw you. So here's my big smile, nice and big. There's my teeth. Miss Fry has a full set of teeth. Some of you might be missing your teeth, so you can draw that if you'd like to. And I'm just going to color this in black really quickly because that's the inside of my mouth. And again, you don't have to completely do it the same way that I am doing it. You can always add different details or different mouth or different nose. You can do it however you'd like to. I am going to show you very quickly how to do a hair ponytail style because some of you might want to do a ponytail. So I'm just going to let that play through and show you how to do that very quickly. So that's pretty much it for the drawing portion of our self-portraits. I hope you had fun with this. Now you can go ahead and color them. Add some more details if you want to. Add maybe something to the background, your favorite place, maybe draw yourself in your favorite t-shirt, and go ahead and feel free to color these however you want them. I look forward to seeing them next week. Great job, guys. Take your time on these, okay? I'm sure they'll turn out beautifully.